Hi friends, how are you all doing? So today I want to talk a little bit about this topic of detachment, okay, on the twin flame journey. So, detachment. How does one detach from your twin flame? See, we have to consider two factors here, two important factors here. The first factor is self-love, and the second factor is a realization, which I'm going to be talking about. Okay, when we are having relationships, okay, there is a system of having relationships that is not talked about in the matrix, okay, because this is a energy draining program. Okay, this is a program when they want to make you old at 15 years old. They want to give you gray hair when you're 12 years old, and they want to give you disease when you're 5 years old. Okay, so what do they do to create their disease, aging and death program is like they will drain your energy. Okay, they will drain your energy by mind manipulation. And how do they manipulate the mind? Through social conditioning, through teachers, the teaching system, the parenting, okay, which is a dysfunctional system. So likewise we have a system, there's supposed to be a system for relationships, okay, which includes self-love as its basis, self-worth as its basis, based upon which you have your structure and boundaries and needs in your relationships. Okay, so when your twin is in a state where he's still growing, he's not capable of meeting your needs or honoring your boundaries or acknowledging your relating structure, okay, you have to come from a place of self-love and you have to let this person go. Okay, but it is easier said than done. But however, in this video we're talking about not how to uh, the intricacies of how to get it done, but which includes, like, I'll talk about it later on, which includes the whole process of doing your inner work. Actually, here we're talking about the factors that you require for detachment. Okay, the first factor is self-love and understanding the system of relationships. Okay, so if you come from a place of self-love and this person is not honoring your boundaries, then you have to detach. Okay, whether you can or you cannot, that's another part. That is the first part. Okay, because this person is in a state of having, traumas, which are usually ancestral traumas, past life traumas, depending on the type of relation twin flame pair you are in. So this person is coming from that place, is unable to meet your needs and honor your boundaries, so you have to detach. Okay, the second aspect of understanding detachment is realizing that this person is really not your twin flame. Okay, especially when you are in the matrix twin flame connection, this person is not your twin flame. It is a soulless being. It's just a body that is operating on ancestral program, because when I looked into my twin's eyes in a lot of his pictures, and even when we had a video call, I looked into his eyes and I realized that all his theories were real. Okay, so if that is the case, then when you both incarnated, one part of the soul became the matrix twin flame. Which means he became a soulless being. Okay, because the soul stayed up in 5D. Okay, when you came down here, the soul divided into two parts, which is the divine feminine and the divine masculine. The divine masculine actually became a soulless being, which is completely undivine, and the divine feminine, she retained her divinity, but she had issues with the masculine energy. Okay, which is again turning her into a shadow feminine. Okay, because she's not a divine feminine at that point. Okay, when she's detached from her masculine aspects, whether the masculine aspects are unconscious. So in this situation, okay, when you know that your 5D twin is actually is in 5D dimension, 5th dimension, okay, and this is just a soulless being, you just come upon the realization, you just realize that this person, understand it like a system, look at it as a system, because this person, if this person is a soulless being and is separated from his feminine DNA codes, then what he will do is he will simply try to drain energy. So it's pointless to relate with this person. He will not honor your structure, your boundaries, your needs, your identity. He won't honor any of that. Okay? So the first part to detach is self-love. The second technique of detachment is just the realization that this person is not your divine masculine. Your divine masculine is in 5D. Okay? Your divine masculine is in 5th dimension. And he's always with you. And you have to embody that divine masculine first in order to project that 5D version of your twin in 3D. You have to embody it in your physical body to get that authentic 5D version of your twin flame in your reality hologram, because your reality hologram springs forth from your chakra system, and if your chakra system doesn't have the divine masculine codes, it will only project a shadow masculine version. So it's like your twin flame cannot enter your reality hologram. He has to stay outside your reality hologram, and you are projecting a shadow version of him because you are not doing your inner work. Or rather, let's just say because of the separation, right? Inner work, it's a process, you will do it. We will all do it. So just the realization, because when I looked into my twin's eyes, I saw there was no sparkle there. There was no sparkle there. There was no light there. It was just, I could see other entities there actually, by the way. Because such soulless beings who are just operating off of dysfunctional ancestral karmic patterns, which are just matrix programs, which is why he's called a matrix twin. See, matrix twin is a better word for a soulless being that I'm using, because, but I am using this word because I care about all the divine feminines who are basically being drained by their counterparts, okay? They are being trained by their counterparts, okay, who are not really their counterparts. So that's why I'm using a very dramatic, a very scary, a very harsh word, which is the reality. Because at the third eye level, if you remember, I made some videos on third eye. It's all about facing reality, which is harsh. It is not about caring for someone's delicate sensibilities, because in this society we have to care about people's delicate sensibilities, but a teacher, a real teacher, cuts through all of that, because if you want something to sink in, there cannot be too much structure in communicating. It has to be direct at some point, it has to directly go and sink into your brain. For that reason, you have to be real, you have to be a little bit harsh sometimes, because that sticks with you, and if it sticks with you, only then it works, and it actually saves you from a bigger pain. That is the reason I use this term soulless being, which is just another term for the matrix twin. Now, if you are in a different twin flame connection, where it is not a spiritual twin flame, matrix twin flame connection, where you are growing and he is growing simultaneously, then maybe your boundaries could be lesser. There is a different protocol, a different strategy for managing that kind of a relationship, where you grow and then he grows simultaneously, then you'll separate again, then you'll do your work, then you'll come back again, okay? So it's like step by step, it's like a dance, okay? But matrix twin flame is not a dance. Matrix twin flame is the, oh my god, you are this, I need to get away from you, okay? Get away from you, do your work non-stop. get away from you, do your work non-stop, reach the goal, and then think about the relationship. Okay, in a spiritual twin flame matrix, twin flame connection, we are not interested in relationship, we are interested in healing, both healing ourselves, our relationship, and also in the process healing the matrix around you. Because as I said, twin flames, through this healing process, they pull on 5D timelines. Okay, they pull in 5D timelines. Detachment, yes, detachment. Detachment means just understanding the reality of how things are. Just understanding the reality of how things are makes you detach easily, because most of these teachers, they keep you hanging on, hanging on, hanging on, they don't really give you the reality of the situation, which if they had given, you would have detached faster, right? You would have detached faster if they had only told you the reality of the situation. But they don't tell you the reality of the situation for two reasons. One is so that you give them more views on their videos, and second reason is because sometimes it is harsh, and then you won't get subscribers to prove how great you are. People manipulate to get subscribers because they don't trust their self-worth. They need to manipulate and get subscribers to prove their value, to prove their self-worth, because they don't inherently trust themselves. Otherwise, why do you need to manipulate? I understand it's a good technique whereby you appear smart, but it puts blockages in your chakras and separates you from your twin flame, creates issues in your reality hologram. So tell me, you're smart or are you an idiot to manipulate? Manipulation gets a lot of things done. I agree. It gets a lot of things done. And you have to use it in certain places. But you have to, it's like a double-edged sword, If it will cut the other person, it will also cut you. There's a price that we pay for manipulation. There's a price that we pay. So you must know, is it really necessary to manipulate in this situation? Just don't do it to act smart. Just don't do it to show off your friends, how you can be smarter than a woman, or make a girl look stupid, or manipulate because you want to make somebody else look stupid and you want to look smarter. No, it will put blockages in your chakras, and your chakras will fuck you up later on when you're least expecting it. Okay, because the karma comes back, it is there in your system itself. So yeah, manipulation is all about Mars, actually planet Mars. And it's like, like say for example, something is not working, something is broken, and you use that aspect of your divine masculine to manipulate and fix that item that is broken. So now that is the right place for using that manipulation power. But other than that, if you just manipulate to get your needs met and all of that, it is very, very short lived. It is not that it is not successful, it is successful, but as I said, it is like a double-edged sword, and it cuts on both the sides. It will cut you and it will cut the other person. Hmm? Right. So detachment happens naturally when you understand the reality that your other half is not there. Your other half is still in 5D trying to get into your reality hologram by merging with your chakras and clearing the karmic debris in your chakras, so that he can merge with you and he can finally appear in your reality hologram. For that, you have to give space for this process. You have to give space and priority to your 5D twin, not to your illusion twin, which is the soulless being. Once you realize this, you have your self-love, you have your boundaries, and you know how to make yourself feel good. I know this is a tough situation, because during this dark night of the soul, you don't have friends. Like, life puts you in that kind of situation, because in a short span of life, it's like a crash course. Okay, especially for twin flames, it's like a crash course. So in a short span of time, you have to learn a lot about reality creation and metaphysics. For this reason, all relationships are removed from your life. Only the basic ones are kept that are really necessary for you in emergency situations. Okay, like your family, then your really close friends. They're kept around. Okay, you're not interacting a lot, but you're kept around. This is why. This is so that for two reasons. One is to break codependency, and the second reason is to save time. Because in this compressed crash course that we are having in a short period of time, you need your entire attention on the ascension process, and you're not supposed to waste time and energy on relationships. Okay, and that is one reason. And yeah, you shouldn't have codependency. To free yourself from codependency, for this reason you are kept in that little bit isolation stage, in the dark night of the soul it is called, and it's really difficult to detach. But again, this difficulty helps you to reach more easily into your wounds, because if you had the friends and the crowd around you, that would be your option, right? You would look there, right? And you wouldn't look into the wounds, into the aspects of yourself that need to be healed, that make you feel alone. Excuse me. You wouldn't look into the aspects of yourself that are making you feel alone. hmm. So all these factors come under detachment. Detachment doesn't happen without a lot of analysis. A lot of analysis, a lot of contemplation is required for detachment to happen. Otherwise, what will happen is just codependency patterns will continue. And in our pursuit to find that wholeness outside, in things, in people, in outside relationships, we lose ourselves. We lose knowledge of the self. So this time which is given for you, okay, to get to know yourself, it is the most precious thing. It is the most precious thing. So this is what I have for you for today. Think about it, contemplate on this. Okay, contemplate on this, because you're having to experience all these things, and you're having to go into the detachment stage so that you can find yourself finally. And reunion happens when you find yourself, and without going through the dark night of the soul, you cannot find yourself. So self love, honoring one's needs, boundaries, structures, 5D relating patterns, and the realization and acceptance of the harsh truth that there is no twin flame there. It is just a matrix twin. It is just ancestral programs, and the real person you will meet only at the third eye, when a transcendence, awakening, and enlightenment happens. That's where you meet the real person. Otherwise, you're just interacting with programs and programs. It is fine. It is fine if it's a professional relationship, family relationships, maybe even some friends. Fine, you can interact on that level of programs. You understand your programs, you understand the other person's programs, and you manage the relationship from that perspective. But if it's your twin flame, you want your twin flame. You want the real person, which you get after doing the work. Okay, so these are the principles of detachment. I hope you will think about these things, take notes if you like, do your own journaling, do your own contemplation, because this is an era where we are building leaders. Okay, we are not making people codependent on a few leaders, right? We are making a leader out of everyone. So we're giving you the skills of how to reach that level, so that everyone can be free. Everyone can be a leader in their own right. You don't have to be a leader in the spiritual aspect. You can be a leader in any aspect of your life. But we are building leaders. Okay, we are not building codependents. because that is just not the social templates that Twinflame came here to build. This twin flame journey, whether it is me or whether it is the other twin flames, is all about what? It's all about building the right social templates. It's about building the right social templates. So I will leave you for now. It's around 20 minutes. And I hope you will have a wonderful week. I will try to make more videos, but I'm really busy, really busy. But for the time being, learn to think for yourselves. Learn to think for yourselves. Okay, and connect with your own inner source. So bye for now, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share it among your friends in your groups. Subscribe to my channel, and if you like some of the artworks, I provided the links below. You can buy, you can message me, you can contact me on my WhatsApp to buy those artworks. Okay, so bye for now.